will be the coach next year. Carla Overbeck, a true legend of the game, will be the associate head coach. We are underway. Delighted to be alongside my main man, Matt Stradley. I'm Dean Linke. Duke out there in their home blues from head to toe. Virginia will go orange, white, and orange. Perfect conditions, Matt, for women's soccer here in Durham.
Oh, it's picture perfect, isn't it? You wouldn't imagine a better night on a Thursday. And these two teams play so similarly. It's going to be fun to see who wins the battle of wills on who wants to hold the ball more.
I like it. Both these teams have been dealing with some injuries, although Duke really never looked back, even though they lost Kat Rader, one of the best players in the country. They have, you saw those numbers. I mean, they're scoring goals at a rapid pace, and they aren't allowing the other teams to score. It's a pretty good formula.
A period of time between the Ohio State goal and when Clemson put one by them of over 500 minutes scoreless for this Duke defense. And that's even against Missouri, where they put in a second and third string keeper. That's pretty phenomenal.
Defended in the back by Virginia. Will be with Duke. Duke with that three-back system, Groff, Roller, and Chico. Nikki Chico against Missouri. Robbie Church said that was her best game in a Duke uniform.
She's known for her aggression. She likes to get into the tackle. She's smart about when to make that tackle. But she was distributing the ball so well against Missouri.
Farrah Walters, the junior transfer from Santa Clara, up top with big shoes to fill because of the injury to Kat Rader. Kat could take a redshirt year. A lot of people think she's pro ready. Cameron Roller got a piece of it. Matt Stradley mentioned Duke opening the season in Columbus, Ohio, losing to another top 25 team in Lori Walker Hawk's Ohio State Buckeyes. Of course, Lori Walker Hawk was with Carla Overbeck a little bit at the Tar Heels, former goalkeeper for UNC. Virginia back line stepping in. Meg Graham, what a season she is having, the graduate student out of Atlanta, Georgia. She and her sister played together for such a long time, but it was huge when Maggie told Robbie she's going to come back for that one extra year, Matt.
I mean, what a absolute win. If you're Robbie Church, you're thinking, all right, we're going to have another person to replace. Yeah, we're getting, at that time, Rader. We're going to have all these great pieces, but to get Maggie Graham, she's already got 3 game-winning goals.
In addition to Rader, Bailey Brewster, Elle Piper, and Lauren Martino will also miss the remainder of the season with injuries. Of the first 6 goals scored in 2024, 5 were first-time goal scorers for Duke. Ella Haas, Farrah Walters, Mia Minestrella, Cameron Roller, and Devin Lynch. Cameron Roller had it for a moment. Gets through a line, and they'll push it out wide. This is Mia Oliaro. Played at UNC, where her dad is still a key staff member in Chapel Hill. Only about 8 miles down the road. Duke inside the 18. Defended by the Cavaliers. Duke stays with it. It's pretty good defending over there on the far side.
That's the matchup to watch for me. You've got Lainey Rouse, who's so good down that right back side, going against Haas, who's got speed to burn.
Folks around here know Lainey Rouse. She was part of NCFC Youth and the North Carolina Courage Academy. Went to Cary Academy High School. A senior from Cary, North Carolina. Always great when she comes back to Tobacco Road. Flag is going to come up. It's offside. Just getting going. 5 minutes in here. Duke now #2 in the country, winning 7 straight. And Virginia hitting that speed bump known as the ACC. Tony DeLuz has Wake Forest really playing well. Nate Norman and Notre Dame beat them 1-0, and then a tough loss to the Tar Heels.
That was one where Virginia came out and scored first and looked the better team for the first 20 minutes of that match.
Yeah, it's kind of building at a crescendo pace to North Carolina and Duke. Robbie Church was really pleased to, they play North Carolina twice, to get that win at home. First time he had ever knocked off North Carolina at home, I think was one of those kind of turning point moments where he's like, well, hang on here. Even though we lost some key players, we got a pretty good team.
Certainly in the eyes of the nation as they went from not ranked to 8th after that win. You wonder about a letdown on a huge win, something that never happened. Beating Carolina here at Koskinen, and they went on to put a touchdown up against Missouri. 7-0 win.
Yeah, you were on that call as Stephanie Golan, a former player for Robbie Church, right when Robbie Church came in. I think just played a season for her, and then she coached at Army and Minnesota, now at Mizzou. Not exactly the friendliest homecoming for Stephanie Golan and the Tigers.
It was one of the most spectacular performances I've seen in college soccer. The one-touch, two-touch passing, it was just surgical, the way that they were moving through the Missouri midfield. It was a midfield that wasn't like spread out. They weren't trying to hold width. They were pretty compact.
B-Bar plays it back, and now it's sent long by Roller. And there's Rouse. All of the players knowing that this is the swan song for one of the more beloved coaches. I mean, not just even close for what he's done on the soccer field, but just for the kind of gentleman he is, Robbie Church. But all the players go over and shake his hand. He had a little extra time for number 23, Lainey Rouse. The Cavaliers now turn in to the 18, wide open. And a swing and a miss there from Allie Ross, the sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia. Kind of on a platter, Matt Stradley, but hit it. Duke lucky to still be at zeros.
It's almost too perfect of a chance. It's the one where you're maybe overthinking it. Like, I've got to get this on goal, and you see just a little slip on that left foot. The foot opens up too wide, bobbling up. That's not an easy ball. It's off the turf, and it's bouncing right as she's trying to take that kick. It looks easy. That's a tough touch.
Meredith McDermott with the great service. Allie Ross, I feel like, Matt, you give her that ball 10 times, she'll make 8 of them. Just hit that one.
I think she made probably 9. I think you're right. I think it's one that she wishes she had back, and perhaps just a beat too long to think about it.
Number 4, Kiki Mackey for Virginia. One back by Duke. Now Duke will look to combine and put together some of those surgical passes like they did against Missouri. Dropped into space. A good chance here for Duke, and Duke has done it! The Duke Blue Devils, Farrell Walters, the transfer from Santa Clara, and it's 1-0 Duke.
Walters has speed to burn, doesn't she? Look at this. Nice one-touch. Gets it back over the top. Hustling on. The one-touch to beat the keeper. So sweet. And a composed finish. That finish is so sweet, you can only watch it after dinner. That was just so many ways you could mess that up. And just brilliant, isn't it?
That was sweet. And that does look like a nice afternoon or after dinner dessert. Well said, Matt. I like it. And it's 1-0 Duke. How about that? What a response, where it should have been 1-0 by all accounts Virginia, and I think, Matt Stradley, less than 60 seconds later, it's 1-0 Duke.
You're absolutely right. And again, Virginia, where they can be got is in that transition moment, because Duke has so much speed up top. Farrah Walters is a track star. You've got out wide on the left, Ella Haas, who is just as fast. That's where I think Virginia's in danger.
There's the goal scorer. You see her right there, Farrah Walters, the transfer from Santa Clara, where she had 16 goals and 6 assists in 2 seasons. She scored against Nebraska and East Tennessee State. And she has scored against the Virginia Cavaliers. That's why it's 1-0 Duke on top of Virginia. Back middle of the park, the touch coming from Cagle, who's got 6 goals. And the first big challenge from Freeman, only because that first opportunity went wide. Good look at Leah Freeman, the Oregon transfer, now in her 2nd year. Started 15 games last year with a 1.34 goals against average. This year, a .28 goals against average with 16 saves. And what that tells me is it's not just Leah Freeman having to come up with tons of saves. It's clipped right there, right outside the 18. It'll be a dangerous free kick. But it kind of tells me that the defense in front of Freeman has been pretty solid.
And the back three has been fantastic. It's a beautiful ball in from Haas. And Walters again, just getting her body in front of the ball and taking the contact. I mean, that is right outside of the area. I think it's right call. I think it's just outside the area. Oh, this is a dangerous spot, isn't it, Dean?
Yeah, Devin Lynch can absolutely smoke a ball. So can Katie Groff, both of them. Looks like Lynch has some interest in the right foot. She could pass it far post, but I'm thinking shot, and she does take the shot. And it's handled there by the Virginia Cavaliers, as their goalkeeper is Saffredin. Vicky Saffredin, a sophomore from Eastlake, Ohio, at North High School.
She's a tough little player. Spent time with the Croatian national team over the summer. She got one of the first Defensive Player of the Week honors after a 6-save game against Penn State.
Tatum Galvin, junior from Dallas, Texas, who spent time at the IMG Academy, gives it over to Kelly, the grad student transfer from Kansas. If you joined us late, you missed a fantastic goal from Farrah Walters, as Duke is on top of Virginia 1-0.
Dean, if I told you that was only her 3rd goal of the season, would that surprise you?
Yeah, that's why I had to look twice.
Yeah,
I just read that where she scored the other 2, and that can't be right.
Absolutely right, especially with the composed finish that she just showed.
Another fast start for the Duke Blue Devils. They have been so good in the first half. Their 8th straight game with a first half goal, tied for their longest streak since 2017, when they made it to the College Cup. You got to remember, 2015, 2017, the Duke Blue Devils were oh so close to winning a national championship. They were also there in 2011 and 1992. Duke has been to 28 NCAA tournaments and those 4 College Cup appearances. It wasn't that long ago. Virginia plays it forward to the feet of Sophia Bradley, a freshman from Wayne, New Jersey. Throw in coming there from the Duke Blue Devils, Oliaro, who played for the W League champions, the North Carolina Courage, winning the W League. And they won it at WRAL Soccer Park in absolutely terrible weather, Matt. I mean, pouring down weather. In fact, so much rain that our equipment got damaged, so we figured out a way to move inside and call that game, and the players just kept on going. Turned out to be a really good game, a 3-2 win for the North Carolina Courage, winning the W League final. Turned over. Good work by Virginia. A little extra pass there. That was Sophia Bradley who had the turnover. Now the transition is on for Duke. Duke will play it once again. Farrah Walters, rather. Farrah Fawcett, I was thinking about. This one comes back across as Farrah Walters getting it done. The junior from Scottsdale, Arizona, has been dangerous to start here, Matt.
This match is turning into a track meet, isn't it? As Virginia's right back to it on the other side.
Yeah, I love the pace of it. Meredith McDermott pushed it out wide. Now McDermott could take a rebound here, and that was just outside. Freeman knew exactly where she was. Let's take a look at the last Duke chance.
And it's a great ball in, and again, Walters, just that speed to burn. Nice little touch. Good roll on, and you favor Haas to finish that more times than not.
Really unselfish play from Lynch to drop it over to Haas. How about the work of Farrah Walters playing over the top? She has done well, shoulder to shoulder, beating that back line. They look for Walters again, and I'm just kind of glad, Matt, and I don't want to make any assumptions because I know I am older than you, but I think you're one of the few that I work with that would know who Farrah Fawcett is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah,
Farrah Walters, Farrah Fawcett, it's close.
I was there for the 80s. I remember that. Yeah. No, absolutely. And I'm not going to lie to you and say that I didn't notice. It sounded right to me.
Played in the back to Cameron Roller. Boy, Robbie Church, you know, I could probably say it about every player as he breaks them down. And really, in my business, there's really no one better to talk to before a game than Robbie Church, because he is so transparent, so giving in what he says. Is this one sent in? Far side, trying to make it 2-0. It goes off the head of Devin Lynch. What I was getting to there, though, is he's loving Roller right now, too.
Yeah, Roller's been absolutely fantastic on the back line. That's one that I know Lynch can finish that. She's a versatile midfielder who can also be a forward. Top-ranked prospect in Illinois.
Yeah, out of Naperville, Devin Lynch, 3 goals and 4 assists. Offense, 3.25 goals per game, 4th in D1. And you're right, Matt. This is end-to-end. It's like a basketball game at the moment.
I want to talk to you about it tactically, but too much stuff might happen. I'm dropping out for the goal call that's imminent. We are this is not going to finish 1-0. I can promise you that.
I think you're right about that. Well said, Matt. Taken away there by Virginia as Tatum Galvin wearing the 17 jersey, the junior out of Dallas. Plays it back to Bradley. Chico sends it long. Turn back over. What was it about that performance against Missouri that Robbie Church had so much praise for Chico?
It's the distribution. She's definitely a fantastic right side defender. She can lock people down. I thought we were going to see Haas sprint off to the races, but her distribution, her switching the point of attack was pinpoint perfect on that night. She was able to pick Haas out a couple of times. That really forced Missouri's defense to shift and get a bit out of shape, and goals were just flowing.
Rouse rarely gets beat, but you're right. Haas was able to spin Rouse and thought maybe she was going to be off to the races. They'll find Graham. Graham again on the ground. Again finding Walters. Walters in, cuts it back. That last touch just a little bit too heavy, but Duke's going to run it down anyway. It's Duke's turn to shoot. Duke send in with the left foot. A little bit of a deflection. Everybody stays on side for the moment. Cut back again and over the crossbar. Another shot for Duke.
That's a shot Haas can hit. She's had a couple of good looks. That one just getting up a little bit. When you're trying to put that kind of pace through the ball, if you're not hunched right over the ball, it's going to fly up on you. She didn't miss it by much.
Duke has 3 left-footed players on the roster, Haas and Groff, who are starters, and then we hope to see Sophia Recupero off the bench at some time. Good turn here by Virginia. Bradley's had a good game to start, number 27, listed at 5'10", the freshman from Wayne, New Jersey.
Well, she popped up and scored in her debut. You can't ask for much more than that from a left wing player. And the 3 up top for Virginia are causing some issues. You're seeing Oliaro tuck a bit deeper when out of possession than you're used to seeing.
Virginia missing this game, Alexis Theoret, who's got 5 assists. She's so good at finding an open Cavalier as it'll find Lainey Rouse. Lainey's got 1 assist on the season. Showing for just a second was Leah Godfrey, who we haven't really mentioned her name yet. They haven't found Godfrey, and just as I say that, they do, and Godfrey turns it over. Totally jinxed her, as it'll come back again to Walters. Walters won too many touches.
It's a good idea to sort of misdirect by making a move to your left.
Rouse with a long ball that's going to work. Virginia's in, a little push. Wow, Duke, a little dangerous right there, as before they got into the 18, there was a little jersey pull. Now it's headed away. Virginia perhaps disappointed that they didn't get the PK call. John Kerr Jr. is in the house, the top man for the Duke men's soccer team. Rouse gets a piece of it.
Oh, they're going to take another look at it. We'll take a look with. I don't know, Dean.
Well, I mean, there's definitely a foul outside the 18. I
Yeah.
mean, she was grabbing her arms, so.
I don't know that you can bring it back for a foul outside the 18. It has to be a penalty or on review, right?
Right.
And if it is a penalty on a review, that's either a yellow or, well, it's got to be a yellow for a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity and a penalty.
You're right. They're not going to bring it back to put it outside the 18, but that's where the fouls were. There was still contact in the 18, though.
I don't know that it's enough to point at the spot for me, but they didn't give me a whistle, did they? There's the foul that you said, the pullback right there.
Yeah, she's got her hand on her hand. Ooh.
I don't know.
She did she locked arms with her, as it was Ella Haas defensively.
So what Haas is trying to do is to get her arm across the front at the end. I think it's indisputable the foul outside the box, but as a defender, you're taught you want to get that arm across the body to try to block out, use your positioning to get to the ball.
So now we'll get the word from Ashley Cedro, the referee, talking to Steve Swanson. They took the review and
Be a throw.
yep.
Oh. Yeah, I think you were right, Dean. I think the foul outside the box, you can't bring it back for that. And inside the box, there just wasn't enough.
So it'll be a throw in for Rouse and Virginia. This will come all the way back to Kelly, the grad student transfer from Kansas, who was spending some extra time with Steve Swanson while they took a look at potential penalty that they decided wasn't there. So we play on with a 1-0 lead. Farrell Walters with a brilliant goal, bringing out the goalkeeper and then finding the back of the net. You said it best, just calm, cool, collected. Composure was the word I think you used, Matt.
I'm glad I did. I usually don't go for the three-syllable ones.
Maggie Graham over the top, trying to find Devin Lynch. And who else? Farrell Walters also was up there.
What Virginia's doing is really brilliant. They're using Sophia Bradley to keep width on the left side of their offense, and then they're trying to tuck McCormick underneath on a run and bring Bradley back on an inside run.
Nifty little back heel pass coming from Galvin. It'll be Galvin that'll take the throw for Steve Swanson and the Cavaliers. Virginia 8-3-0, 1-3 in the conference. Maggie Graham dropping a perfect ball to Farrah Walters in minute 9. Walters then able to slide around the Virginia goalkeeper and make it 1-0. Played back again to Galvin. Good squared ball to Godfrey. Godfrey, who lost it last time we talked about her. A little bit of pressure there. Now it's Lainey Rouse. Rouse will drop it to the right side. Haas defensively. Perhaps got away with one. This one's sent back in. Dropped back. Really good ball. Freeman knew it was over. Good work by McCormick, the sophomore, to drop it back and find somebody at the top of the 18 there, Matt.
And that's Cagle, and she's deadly. She's got 8 game winners in her career. That's 17th in the nation. She's trying to just drop that one over, but Freeman, she's so good. She saw that the whole way.
Cagle with 6 goals this season. The grad student from Haymarket, Virginia, and Oakton High School. 5 shots for Duke, 4 for Virginia, 3 on frame for Duke, just 1 on frame for the Cavaliers. Clean game, fair play as it always is. It's one of the things you love about big time women's soccer at any level. 2 saves for Virginia, 1 for Freeman and Duke. Neither team has gone to their bench just yet. Rouse, read there by Haas. Haas had a sister that played at Purdue. She played for Michael Moynihan and the Northwestern Wildcats. Saw her quite a bit. And they got a good one in Haas. Thought they were going to get the Haas-Bodie combination. I'm pretty sure Robbie Church thought he was going to have Bodie as well, coming over from Meg Bodie, the sister of Tess Bodie, who starred for the Courage for such a long time, but last minute change to UCLA for Meg Bodie. Good sliding tackle comes in there from Una McCormick. Looks like Godfrey's going to get a card, I'm guessing for dissent of some sort. Oh, they're going to give it to Lynch with the left shoulder. When he put up the yellow, Godfrey was standing right by him, so my bad.
Well, I thought it was Godfrey too. I was like, I wonder what Godfrey said.
Lynch gets the card. Virginia again. Oof, gets it inside the 18. Quick release, but handled by Duke. Now Duke can go the other way. We asked Robbie his keys, and he basically said, don't give Virginia the ball. These are 2 proper soccer teams that play really well, and the team that has the ball the most is probably going to win, and then try to hurt them in transition, and they kind of did that. Steve Swanson talked about eliminating unforced turnovers, create and take their chances well, and winning the set piece battle.
I think Virginia, honestly, has probably created the second best chance of this game, and it just wasn't finished.
Virginia at the top of the 18 with Freeman coming out. It's Duke 1, Virginia 0. Koskinen Stadium, ACC Women's Soccer on ACC Network Extra. Picked up by Rouse. Rouse has got it. Tackle from behind and whistled there. That's going to go against Duke. Freeman a little banged up on that last play. Julia Sonacheva into the game. Cavaliers struck well to get it inside the 18. Oh, good dribbling, good turn. And then finally the shot coming from McCormick. It'll be a corner kick coming up for Virginia.
Maggie Graham does everything she needs to do. Got wide in front of the shot, deflected it off. McCormick dancing through the Duke defense.
Yeah, tremendous foot skills. Godfrey will take the corner kick. From Fleming Island, Florida, and Fleming Island High School. Has been a big-time producer for Virginia and then had to sit out last year due to injury. They deal with the corner kick. Walters was looking for one touch. And Walters was, if she gets that one touch, she's kind of like Lynn Williams, where she can play it into space and run it down.
It's a yellow on Rouse is what I've got. Let's see if that's right. Just a little late on the slide.
And Rouse came in hard on Haas, so Rouse with the card in the 28th minute to go with Devin Lynch's card in the 21st minute.
I'd make that trade if I'm Duke, because now you've got Rouse trying to guard Haas for 60 minutes on a yellow.
That's a good point.
I'd need a Pepsid to contemplate dealing with that, honestly.
They play forward to Walters. The gear, U.S. Youth National Team. Took a little knock in the last game, but Robbie Church said that if she can go at all, we're going to put her in there. It's better to start her than try to bring her off the bench. There was Rouse. Looked like Cagle was going to head the other way, but forgot the ball, so now Duke keeps it. Oliaro.
Bieber is so smart on that challenge. She didn't go in, and I think that's what Virginia wanted, was Oliaro to, or excuse me, for Bieber to make that challenge.
Here's Oliaro. We thought, everybody thought she was going to Graham, but she ended up keeping it. Tremendous trap there by McCormick. And McCormick sends along, nobody home. That'll find Cameron Roller. The goal scorer is Farrah Walters, who scored her first goal as a Blue Devil at Nebraska. She's got a boyfriend playing professional baseball, which for the first time in a long time I'm interested in again, because the Detroit Tigers out of nowhere. I don't know a single player. I barely know the manager, but I'm on board again.
I'm all in. Let's do this.
The Tigers are why I wanted to become a broadcaster. Ernie Harwell, I would listen to him every night on the radio, one of the true legends.
I saw Major League with Bob Uecker, and that did me in. I was ready.
Oliaro.
Oh, such a good idea.
Yeah, really good idea. You can see just the soccer IQ of the Duke Blue Devils on full display. Steve Swanson going to make a couple changes. Let's take a look at this last play here.
I love it. And if there's a back post run, it's a walk-in goal. I mean, it's almost an Arsenal-style goal where somebody can walk it in.
Well, and you said it. If Julia Sonacheva just keeps her run going, she would have been the player that would have indeed been able to walk it in. Good call, Matt. Oliaro.
Oh, what pressure from Oliaro.
Yeah, she's had a really good start to this one. Basically, it was an Oliaro for Migley trade is the way it kind of worked out between Duke and North Carolina. As Oliaro coming over from the Tar Heels.
I think both teams are pretty happy with that. Everybody's playing their best soccer where they are now. Sometimes it can be a win-win.
Yeah.
Even with Carolina and Duke, it can be a win-win.
It can be.
Except for earlier, where Duke definitely won.
Rouse. Nice cut back by Rouse. She plays it central to Carter. Ella Carter and Laughlin Ryan into the game for Steve Swanson, now in his 25th season. Flag's going to stay down. Virginia wins it back. Cagle, and it's sent out of bounds.
Who else but Roller sniffing it out? Saw the heavy touch, got the challenge in, able to reorganize the lines.
Walters, oh! An uncharacteristic touch there from Walters. She had the space, Matt, where she could make a run right there and just kind of touched it back to Virginia accidentally.
I think she was in between, sort of a light touch and keeping control, or a heavy touch and going by everybody. That in between, unfortunately, was for Virginia.
So now we're going to see Smart Guidry come in, and Duke's also going to bring in a couple players. Mary Long at number 10, and Mia Minestrella going to come in. Long, a freshman from Kansas, and Minestrella, a sophomore from Redondo Beach, California. Both of these programs recruit all over the country and at times all over the world. Sent back again. Virginia still looking dangerous. Just into the game was Guidry, and she almost found herself in a pretty good spot. Rouse. Oh. And Oliaro gets there first.
What a pass from Rouse. That was almost sublime. Put Virginia right back in.
Guidry. Knocked out of bounds by Chico, and Guidry will have another throw in. Referee plays advantage as it goes out of bounds. We have a throw in. It looked like a little bit of a foul there as we got more subs coming in. Steve Swanson will go deeper to the bench as Chloe Yapich will come in. Yapich, a grad student, transfer from Baylor. And coming out of the game with that yellow card will be Rouse.
After playing soccer in Texas, it's got to be awesome to play in Virginia, right? Just temperature-wise?
You know it. Texas is always hot.
When it gets below 80, it looks like a North Face commercial there.
Duke has scored a goal in the first half now in 8 straight matches. And for the first time in program history under their departing head coach, Robbie Church, Duke has scored 3 or more goals in 4 straight matches. They've got one already here as we are working our way to less than 11 minutes remaining in the first half. Godfrey keeps it alive. Virginia is in. The Cavaliers, Cagle, back over. And right in front of Freeman. It looked like getting a touch on it there was 21, Katie Groff.
When you talk last-ditch defending, that's exactly what it is. Oh, what a save. Little right foot save from Freeman. Right there. Oh, Virginia's got to feel unlucky.
Yeah, that was a right shin, and I don't think Leah knew much about it, but she was in the right spot. She didn't even have to move her leg there, Matt, but she was in the right spot.
Yeah.
Cagle.
Oh.
Trying to spring Minestrella as Farrah Walters, the goal scorer, gets a well-deserved break to run out the first half. Steve Swanson is not done making changes. Guidry works it all the way through to Cagle, and a really nice touch from McCormick as they were trying to find McDermott. Kieran Hall will be the head coach next year. Great young coach. And Carla Overbeck, who's been on the Duke sidelines for over 30 years after Pretty sure she did not lose a game at North Carolina. She was a key part of the '91 Women's World Cup team in China. I was with that team. She won a gold medal in '96, and of course, Carla Overbeck was one of the co-captains for that '99 team. The point is, Carla Overbeck's pretty good.
Yeah, she's all right, isn't she? I like to understate things sometimes. She does a little bit of soccer. Yeah. What a fantastic player and a brilliant coach as well.
Yeah, U.S. Soccer Hall of Fame now has a special award named in her honor. And really, it's about kind of just doing things the right way. She never really sought the limelight. Still doesn't. Shows up every day for Duke, ready to go. Virginia's still going to slide in a couple more subs. Guidry.
I'm excited to see 11 Mittermeier play. She's been on the Austrian U19, U17 national team. She's made her debut in Austria's first league at 15. I kind of want to see her play.
Absolutely. Robbie Church reached the 300 win mark in the last match against SMU. He is the winningest coach in Duke history. And he's going to see this thing through. What a way if he could cap it with a natty despite several key injuries. This team looks pretty good as he's got one eye on that natty and the other eye on his beach house.
I get it. Ocean's pretty awesome, isn't it?
And he's earned it.
Young man from Greensboro made good, huh?
He's got a son that's big-time basketball coach now. Used to spend a ton of time with Coach K. Played forward to the feet there of Minestrella. Now it comes all the way back, and this Duke fan base, they get it. They understand how clean Duke is. They give them a round of applause. Rarely do you see that just for getting out of trouble right there. That was kind of cool, Matt.
Yeah, you appreciate a fan base that understands good possession-based. We even call it football at this point, right?
We can call it that.
Oh, what a wicked
backheel
backfield
pass. Minestrella, Mary Long. Mary Long went down. The referee, I think, still is going to give it to Virginia, but the trainer's going to come out. Beautiful pass. What do you got on this tackle here, Matt?
Yeah, that's right. There's nothing wrong with the tackle. It hurts. It's unfortunate. I don't see anything malicious. I wouldn't say it's reckless. Certainly not a yellow. I don't think it's even a foul.
Well, they didn't call a foul.
I think it's the right call, and I think it stinks because it hurts. You know, those studs to the top of your foot. It's awful. It doesn't feel good at all. But it was a fairly worn ball, and it was a ball that needed to be won, or else Duke's in yet again.
Mary Long, a freshman out of Mission Hills, Kansas. I think she's going to be okay. Mary Long was named to the U17 national team and will travel to the Dominican Republic for the 2024 FIFA World Cup coming up later this month. She'll play against tonight in Louisville before heading up to meet with the U.S. squad. She scored her first collegiate goal against East Tennessee State on September 8th. Her father, Chris, played basketball at Princeton. Her mom, Angie, played golf and rugby at Princeton. Her sister, Abigail, will be a freshman at Yale on the women's basketball team.
Golf and rugby.
And her parents are the part owners of the Kansas City Current squad in the NWSL that built their own stadium. Wonderful people. I interviewed Chris Long after the tragic passing of Grant Wall. They were best of buddies, and man, he did an incredible job with the tribute to one of the great riders we've ever seen in Grant Wall.
I don't know that anybody loved the sport quite as much as Grant did. Can you think of two more disparate sports than golf and rugby? When you said she's a golf and rugby player, I went, that's got it all covered then, doesn't it?
Yeah. Angie, golf and rugby. I mean, look, man, that's a power couple. I mean, those two are doing it right for the KC Current. A couple more subs for Steve Swanson, as coming into the game is Anna Marie Williams, a freshman from Pennsylvania, and Maya Carter, the junior from Troy, Michigan. Steve Swanson knows all about Michigan, former Michigan State Spartan. Joe Baum, one of the legends of the game.
Virginia's played well enough to have a goal. They don't. When things aren't going your way, and they haven't for Virginia over the past 3 games, they just seem to sometimes compound in its confidence that they've got to win back.
You're so on point, Matt. They actually have more shots than Duke, 7. 1 fewer shot on goal, so only 2 of the 7 have been on frame. 3 of the 5 for Duke have been on frame. Both goalkeepers forced to make 2 saves. Taken away there by Duke. Remember, Steve Swanson says wants to avoid unforced turnovers. That would be one of them. Wants to make the right pass. Sometimes you even have to go backwards to go forward. Good pressure there from Virginia. That was Roller who sent it long as we are under 4 minutes. Stay with us at halftime. A special piece on Robbie Church that I think you'll enjoy, as we talk a lot about what a great coach he is and even better human being.
It's pretty amazing because he's a heck of a coach.
Duke's got it. Little give and go. Touched in. And the shot just a little bit too high for Minestrella.
Similar to the one on the opposite side of the field that she finished against Missouri. She's got that kind of shot in her bag.
Minestrella scoring the game winner in the last game against SMU. She had 2 in that 7-0 thrashing that you called against Missouri. And she also scored the 2nd goal at Nebraska, this after losing to the Buckeyes in what was the beginning of what is a 7-game win streak, trying to make it 8 against the Cavaliers. Guidry. Good idea from Guidry, but out of the reach of Carter. A lot of subs in there, bringing some heat. Duke also with quite a few subs. Duke has made 4 changes. Virginia has made 7. Duke. Just like that, Haas. You talked about the pace of Haas. Oh, and it is grabbed and taken care of there by Saffredin.
Had to come off her line definitively, and that's exactly what she did. Saw the ball, didn't hesitate, had to be clean with it. Duke was waiting. Please give me those scraps.
Vicky Saffredin, 5'10" sophomore out of Eastlake, Ohio. The goalkeeper for Steve Swanson. .140 remaining. Knocked out of bounds. 9th minute goal. Perfect pass from Maggie Graham. Farrah Walters took a touch, was able to get by Saffredin. The goal was wide open, and then cool and calmly put it in the back of the net for her 3rd goal of the season. And that's the difference in the game right now as we are approaching the 1 minute mark. Guidry handled by Freeman.
You're looking at 2 of the better keepers in the country, and what they have in common is that they're both so decisive. Whether they're staying on their line or they're coming off, they're never in between.
Freeman on her own has 26 career shutouts during her time at Oregon. where my youngest son is now in law school at Oregon at Eugene. Just went out there a couple of weeks ago. It's a pretty cool place. I wanted to talk to Leah a little bit about that. She was named the ACC Co-Defensive Player of the Week of October 1, Leah Freeman.
That was the first time somebody not from Virginia won it.
Guidry again. Just 15 seconds remaining. So now 10 seconds, so Virginia's going to send it long. Kelly does send it long, but it'll roll out of bounds. Your thoughts on a 1-0 lead from the Duke Blue Devils?
Honestly, you make your own destiny. Duke did that. They scored first, that like they've done all season. Virginia, gosh, sometimes it feels like...
She was actually in a U20 camp in 22 with Duke teammates Kat Rader and Mia Minestrello when they played a closed-door friendly against Costa Rica. So another reason to come. It'll be a throw-in for Duke as Haas. Now we've got an even better seat to take a look at the speed of Haas. Ella Haas, the fifth-year transfer from Northwestern. Player down for Virginia as it's Rouse. Rouse, who also missed some time because of an injury. I do not like seeing that at all. As the training staff slowly working their way over. Virginia started 8-0, including a win over Erica Dombach and the Penn State Nittany Lions, but losing their last three ACC contests against Wake Forest, Notre Dame, and North Carolina. Duke in their home blues. Virginia in orange, white, and orange. Katie Groff bring it all the way back. Groff family, they do not miss a game, and I feel like they're a key part of what is always a pretty impressive tailgate scene. Katie played for the U16 national women's soccer teams. Got three brothers, Ben, Bo, and Cole. Her brother Bo is a freshman at Duke. She's got 5 relatives that went to Duke. Her father Paul, her mom Amy, her uncle Jeff, her grandfather, and her grandmother also went. Her granddad went to Duke Medical School, while her grandmother attended Duke Nursing School. And Katie was actually named after her grandmother. A little bit more on Katie Groff. Got to share that info because Lindy Brown, the Hall of Fame SID man, does such outstanding work, giving you so much detail on every player. To link you along with Matt Stradley, just 2 minutes in here. We talked about in the first half, Matt, but just ideal conditions for everybody involved here, including the fans.
It's the breeze that I enjoy the most. And the fact that the temperature is just about perfect, and the fact that there's not a bug in the sky right now. Everything about tonight has been perfect, except if you're a Virginia fan, you'd like a couple more goals.
Evan Lynch over to Ella Haas. Played back to Katie Groff, as we just talked about the legacy family they have at Duke. Haas. Haas. Far post, good ball, down and in. And Duke with a fantastic start. Haas puts it on a platter. And it's 2-0. Finished by Mia Oliaro.
Nice little step over, left-footed whipped in. Oliaro in the exact right space. That distribution by Haas, brilliant. And what are you taught to do? Knot it down. You can't have that one skying over. She tucks it in near post. That is, by Oliaro, a wicked little goal.
Oliaro, her 3rd goal in the last 4 games. Transfer from North Carolina. She was the valedictorian at Chapel Hill High School. And a tremendous pickup. As I mentioned, played for the North Carolina Courage Academy team that made it to the final last year in the W League and won it this year. Good to see that Rouse is okay. That was knocked away by Laguerre. Laguerre with that right leg heavily wrapped. Godfrey. And Chico will send it long. Wow. Great start in the first half, and even quicker start in the second half as Ella Haas and Devin Lynch get credit for assists on the goal from Mia Oliaro.
How are you supposed to defend Haas? I mean that if one-on-one, because if you try to take away the left-footed cross, she can invert that on you, get it onto her right foot. She's just as good with a shot on her right foot as she is with a cross on her left. What do? You take away the cross, give away the shot? I don't know what to tell you.
Well, and she fits right into clearly a system that Robbie and his coaching staff are committed to with the 3-back and then the wing backs. I mean, she is just a great wing back who's not afraid to do the work on both ends. Just watch this. Haas now defensively has got to be on the mark. And there she is. It's Haas who had the deflection. The best 3-back systems rely on their wing backs, and they rely on them playing defense, Matt.
The wing backs are going to get some miles under their belt, but that's nothing different from what the Robbie Church teams usually do, is it? They're teams that don't mind doing that legwork, getting those miles in.
Yeah, we've got some more on those miles. Here's Virginia, sent long. You mentioned miles, so check this out. Duke put some numbers through Catapult, and this is only because, again, Lindy Brown is amazing. Katie Groff has run 1,730 miles over her career. Maggie Graham, 1,668. Chico, 1,570, for a total of just under 5,000 miles. The distance from Durham to Mexico City is 1,678 miles. Durham to Aspen, Colorado, 1,538. Durham to Rome is 4,685. Those three have traveled further than going to Rome. That's pretty impressive.
It's quite a relay.
Walters, who scored the first one.
It's got to be so fun to play this type of... This is expansive football that's being played by Duke. And no disrespect to soccer, but that's not what we're watching.
Walters. Walters. Cheeky little pass. The flag is up, though. It'll come back to Virginia.
I like a scoop pass as much as anybody, but I think it caught Maggie Graham by surprise as well.
Graham coming into the game tied for the Duke lead with 4 goals on the season. Graham also competed in cross country for 2 seasons, winning a state title her freshman season. She is a winner.
Trying to figure out what she doesn't do. I think it'd be a shorter list. Like, does she serve hot dogs at halftime? Like, she literally does everything.
Her sister Delaney was a wonderful player here as well.
Oh, what a turn. Oh,
Walters' flag is up, though. Just a step too early, but a brilliant turn.
Unlucky, I think, because I think the right center back's holding her on. I could be wrong, but it looked like Galvin was keeping her on.
Good look there at Walters. It's started playing soccer at the age of 4, did Walters. Big time pickleball player. Played for Jerry Smith at Santa Clara. So comes in well coached. She was a 2021 ECNL All-Star, and back in 2020 during her ECNL days was the runner-up for goal of the year. Pretty good goal she scored, quite frankly.
I'm always up for a banger. Those are the ones that get you out of your seat.
Cavaliers trying to play it into space. Good track back there from Katie Groff.
That might be the first time in a long time where I think Leah Freeman was a little late off of her line. And the communication was still there. The defender handled the situation.
Yeah, I've been impressed with Katie Groff. I thought she had been really good the last couple of years in the holding midfield spot, even if she wasn't playing the entire time. And she looks just fine as a outside back in this 3-back system.
Looks fantastic in it. She's got the ability to hit that pass like Roller does. Not quite as aggressive as some defenders might be, but you don't need every defender to be aggressive. Some you need to be able to hold that line. I heard a stat about Katie Groff, and I checked it out, and it's true that every game she has started this season, Duke has won.
There you go. So she didn't start against the Buckeyes?
That is correct.
Virginia continues to play really attractive soccer, and Robbie Church said that's how it would be. He said both these teams like to play. You know what you're going to get. You're not going to get any bunker. It's going to be wide open, and it's going to be attractive. And I think all of that has been on display here tonight.
They do play very similarly in how they want to attack. You saw Virginia attempting to get over the top earlier in the first half, having some success with that, specifically with Cagle able to come out wide, make a move, either turn the corner or get a cross in. Genuinely unlucky that Virginia didn't go to the halftime locker room at least tied.
If not leading, but
that's fair. ACC is so cruel because if you don't take those chances, now it's a 2-goal deficit.
Virginia trying to erase a 3-game losing streak. They won their first ACC game at Miami 3-1. Coming up, they've got NC State and SMU at home before they go to reigning national champs Florida State and Clemson at home, and they end the season against the Hokies.
I'm telling you, Clemson is a tricky team. Every team in the ACC is a tricky team, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Eddie Radwanski's done a nice job at Clemson. Tremendous trap by Rouse, then a backfield just to add a little more flair to it. As you see Bradley off the crossbar as Freeman was beat. Virginia still trying to stay with it to pull one back. That one had Freeman beat, but you need your crossbar every once in a while. Freeman will double tap that crossbar at some point, I'm sure.
Not 100% sure, but I think she just got like the whisper of a fingernail on it. I'm wearing reading glasses. Don't take my word for it. I'm raising a little keeper. I always like to give deference to the keeper when possible.
There you go. Freeman under some pressure. She'll turn it over. Virginia, good ball back in. Freeman stays put. Thought about coming out. Godfrey kind of got unlucky on that initial bounce. Still keeps it alive. Squared across, and look at that. Duke doesn't just knock it out of bounds. They win it. It's won back by Galvin, though, in Virginia. This will find Kelly. Kansas transfer. That's more good defense by Cameron Roller, a sophomore from Texas.
I know she's a sophomore, but let's be serious. That's not a sophomore out there playing, is it?
No, she's got a great body, great frame, really reads the ball well, can knock it long if she needs to, can keep it simple as they sometimes play through her. Look at this. It's your center back that they're dropping it back to.
At times it looks like Duke's almost dropping into a back 4 to combat the press of the 3. They're dropping the opposite wing back down to be an option onto that back line.
Haas almost made something, as Haas is not the player they're dropping back, because she's, if Lindy Brown put the mileage chart on her, there'd be some serious miles.
That's a good idea.
I'm trying to flick it to Walters.
Unlucky. Walters went to the right shoulder. The ball came to the left shoulder of the defender. Oh, just look at that strength. Rouse is so much fun to watch.
Rouse with a good ball to McDermott. Goes off the back of Duke. It's Groff. Just the hustle. Just the hustle from Katie Groff was enough. Laguerre.
Oh,
B-Bar.
the ball.
We'll push it out wide. Great ball from B-Bar. Part of the reason why we opened the show with her. Laguerre has represented the U.S. Youth National Team at various levels. Different kind of qualities for Laguerre. She may not have the kind of numbers maybe they thought she was going to have, but she's just a really clean, smart player.
And she slotted in so well in that second 6 role.
Lynch can hit some bombs. Go ahead, Matt.
I just want to see what Lynch was about to do, so I dropped down. But yeah, the combination of Laguerre back there in that 6th spot with B-Bar, they work so well together. And you'll watch, B-Bar's been holding back a little bit more and letting Laguerre kind of have that freedom of the middle of the pitch. But on occasion, it'll be B-Bar who charges forward, and Laguerre will hold back a little bit. Oh, what a tackle from behind.
Virginia went to work on the game plan for the second half, and Duke said, hang on, we've got more for you. As just 3 minutes in, Mia Oliaro, assisted by Ella Haas and Devin Lynch, have made it 2-0 Duke on top of Virginia.
Now look, that ball comes to a center back. A lot of times you're going to get a panic clear, but Roller, calm in possession, keeps possession. That's so important to how Duke wants to play, the ability to keep possession.
Freeman over to Groff as the press is on here from Virginia. They get it to Haas. Haas, tough ball to handle there for Groff. Groff, that one was deflected, so if it goes out of bounds, it should be Duke's ball. A little bit of a collision. They're going to give it back to Virginia. As knocked to the ground there was Tatum Galvin. Doing great work on the cameras tonight. Chris Tebow, Ivan Pacheco, Chris Metzloff, and Zach Smith.
That's a power team, because we've gotten all those great views of tonight's action.
You know it.
Get their addresses. They get Christmas cards for this job.
Of course, Will Black running the show, and all under the auspices of the legend that is Chad Lampman.
Yeah. Don't worry, they're on the list too. They're getting cards. The last couple of possessions, it's been Chico's touch inside the Duke's defensive third that's triggered the press.
Alongside Matt Stradley, Dean Linke with you. Farrell Walters, great pass from Maggie Graham, great juke to beat the goalkeeper with a goal in minute 9, and then just 3 minutes into the second half, Mia Oliaro with Ella Haas and Devin Lynch. Lynch getting the hockey assist along with Haas. And it's 2-0 Duke. Shots are dead even, 8 apiece for both teams. 4 on frame for Duke, 3 on frame for Virginia. Virginia's got 3 corners. Duke has had none. So this is a really good Virginia team that has, well, really is looking straight in the face at starting the ACC season 1-4. Yet they're still a team that passes the eye test. The RPI is good enough. They beat a good Penn State team. So as long as they can win 3 or 4 of the last few games, they'll be right back in the NCAA tournament. There's Walters with a long distance shot, no deflection, and it'll be back to Clemson. But I think Virginia is still going to make it. ACC always sends almost every team in the conference.
And they certainly should. This team, like you said, Dean, they passed the eye test. They're certainly good enough. They've gone on a 3-game skid, and they're still in the top 25 and look like full value to be one of the 25 best teams in the country.
Haas does enough to shield it off. I mentioned Will Black, the rest of the crew, Nick Forbes, Austin Edwards, Wesley Myers, David Harding, Kennedy Jones, all part of the crew here. Matt and I will be back on the call on Sunday when Louisville comes to town. They're taking on the Tar Heels tonight.
What a absolute brutal 4 days for Louisville. I don't want to have a pity party for anybody, right? But to go from Chapel Hill to Durham to play the easier of the 2 games in Chapel Hill, judging by the rankings.
Oh, and another great goal. A perfect ball in and perfectly positioned is Lynch. And Lynch heads it in, and it's 3-0 Duke. Go ahead and dance.
Oh, that finish, contested, do that. That's sensational.
What a ball from Oliaro, Oliaro now with a goal and an assist. And Devin Lynch. Lynch, who can absolutely strike a ball like Michelle Akers. Michelle Akers was also great with her head, as was Carly Lloyd late in her career. And Devin Lynch, you said it. I mean, with Rouse all over her, just used her power to head it back where it came from in the side of the net right there, and it's 3-0 Duke.
Rouse can play with strength. She's a strong player, but my goodness, with momentum going away to deflect that into the corner. That wasn't just on frame, that was in the corner. Oh, that's a sensational goal, Dean.
Duke is a goal-scoring machine as they're looking for more. Played all the way across, far side, squared back over. Looking for Oliaro. Oh, God. Duke beat Nebraska 3-0, UNC Wilmington 4-0, East Tennessee State 5-0, Missouri 7-0. They hung 3 on Clemson in a 3-1 win. They beat SMU 3-0, and they're leading Virginia 3-0. That is why they're the #2 team in the country.
They're scary. Like, genuinely, they are a scary team. Like, what's the weakness? What are you trying to pick at them?
I mean, the only thing I would say is I wouldn't mind, Cat Rader being around, and Brewster and Piper and Martino as well, but it doesn't matter. I mean, the depth was there. That's what happens when back-to-back years you have the top 6 recruiting class in the country. You've got players that are ready. Robbie Church hit the transfer portal just right the last couple seasons. And after a rough year a year ago, they are looking like a team that could challenge for the national championship, which happens to be down the road at Wake Met Soccer Park in Cary, North Carolina, a place that Robbie knows really well.
I'd pay money to watch whoever they play, because this is a soccer team that I would pay money to watch. I would pay whatever you're asking to watch.
I'll take $1 million.
I don't have it on me.
Okay, all right. Here's Lynch.
I'll have to owe you.
Lynch.
But this has got to be the best value ticket in the triangle. But I'd say in the eastern side of the country, whatever they're charging to get in, it's not enough. And I'm not giving them any ideas. I'm telling you, this is a fantastic, fantastic team, and they put on such an amazing show.
Fun team to watch. Walters.
I don't want you to think I'm a Duke shill. Like I'm not a homer. Like whoever I'm complimenting, my check's going to cash either way, right? Like no, this is just one of the best teams I've seen live.
Yeah, you're calling what you see. You're calling what you see, Matt, and the numbers back it up. Because not only are they scoring the 3s and the 5s and the 7s, they're doing it with shutouts.
You shouldn't be allowed to have this good of an offense with a defense that's allowed 2 goals all season.
It's incredible. Virginia, how will they respond as Anna Marie Williams, the freshman, who gets a run now for Steve Swanson? Hey, Virginia's just rolling along. They beat Towson. They beat a good Northwestern team. They beat number 3 Penn State. Utah Valley's got a decent program, smoked them. They beat JMU, which is always a tough out. They beat VCU, they beat Howard, they beat Miami, and then Tony DeLuise and Wake Forest in Charlottesville said, hang on, we got a pretty good team too. And they beat them 3-0. Tough loss to Notre Dame, and then a really tough loss to the Tar Heels.
And theoretically, this is her first missed game since her sophomore year. Having her out tonight, I mean, she's leading the team in assists. She's the team captain. You can't really point to injuries because, I mean, that's the nature of soccer, is you're going to get a knock. It's the long season. But gosh, she's such a big piece.
Talking about Alexis Theoret not able to go tonight. And trust me, if she was going to be in there. Rouse. Good idea from Rouse. Unlucky bounce.
That bounding ball hip high is so hard to control.
Laguerre. Laguerre has a unique ability to normally put the right weight on the ball. Not that time, but it's fun to watch Laguerre just make the game look so simple.
I think that's what, so we talk about Laguerre, but she makes it look so easy that I don't think we appreciate it as much as you should. The way you said it was perfect. She makes it look easy. She puts the perfect weight on the ball so many times, but she does it so effortlessly. We're like, oh, look at that ball.
Pretty good ball here over the top to Virginia. Drop back to Guidry. And right to Freeman.
Freeman won't mind a couple more of those coming in.
Freeman, in 2022, I told you about her awards. She led all Power Conference goalkeepers in saves per game. Last year was perhaps a little shot to her confidence, but she has looked every bit the former Pac-12 goalkeeper of the year this season, as she's got a really good chance of winning the ACC goalkeeper of the year, Matt Stradley.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Like, she's one of the best in the country, without a doubt. And I think this year she's proven what we knew from her time in the Pac. She just had a rough off season coming into last season, just not the healthiest run up to the season. And as a goalkeeper, that's so tough. You got to get kind of into the flow. It takes you a while to build the confidence. And this is a much deeper Duke team. And I think moving from a back 4 to a back 3, that communication just clicking right now.
Rouse. Virginia has strung together several good passes here. Allie Ross. And good defending. Duke getting ready to go to their bench again, as Mia Minestrella is going to check in. Let's recap how we got here. 3 goals for Duke, including 1 in the first half, 2 in the second.
This first touch is just brilliant. Just slides right around. Oh, nice, confident finish. And then it's all about distribution, isn't it? Perfect cross from Haas. On the other side, oh, let me pay you back. Oliaro puts a perfect cross in. Boy, the header from Devin Lynch, it looks easy. That's the most difficult goal of the three.
You see Farrah Walters' third goal of the season. Mia doing the same thing. And then Mia, as you said, saying, I can also help you out, Devin Lynch. A perfect ball served to the head of Devin Lynch to make it 3-0. Not sure about the dance, man. I don't know if you were in charge of the dance celebration or not, but they might need to work on that part of it.
I can promise you I was not.
Well, maybe you were then, based on what I saw there. You know what I'm saying?
Here's what I'm telling you. If I'm in charge of that, I take my choreography very seriously.
Okay, all right, my bad.
Yeah, we don't joke about that.
I apologize. That's right. You were actually wrapping up here. Yeah. Take a look at the dance again. It's like Chad Lampman.
I hope there's a story behind it because I can't abide it.
Roller.
You know what? If it made her happy, I'm for it. I changed my mind. I like it. If it made her happy, I love it.
All you saw was teeth there. They were smiling, so it works. Lynch and Groff both are players that I've admired. You know, I mean, they haven't been around that long, but Lynch. Robbie's not going to join in on that.
This is last season. Why not?
He did have the smile, though. Mary Long in. It was so great to remind everybody that she is the daughter to Angie and Chris Long. I mean, they're a key reason why Kansas City will be a site for the World Cup that is returning to the U.S. in 2026.
Gosh, that's right around the corner. I'm like, oh, that far into the future? I don't know if I'll make it. But that's pretty close.
You're going to make it. And it's going to be incredible. The 94 World Cup changed my life. And the 2026 World Cup is going to change a lot of lives, folks. Good little move. Turning on it with the shot is Minestrella. Here's Haas. As we're approaching 16 minutes remaining in the game. They will have a few sites in Mexico and Canada, but the majority of the games will be played in the U.S. First time the Men's World Cup is back here, and only the second time ever since 1994. Ella Haas, 5th year, 4 years at Northwestern, and hey, I'm going to cap that off academically with a year at Duke. That's not too shabby.
Listen, the way that Haas slid right in and looked like she's been here for 4 years, right? The way that she communicates with a team, the way she makes runs and they know where she is, the way she curls that left-footed ball in and puts it right on Oliaro's head. You could say the same for Oliaro. I mean, they're slotting right in. They're picking it up so well.
Yeah, big-time game, big-time season for Oliaro. As you see Haas there. 12 shots now for Duke, 8 for Virginia, 5 of them on frame, 3 in the back of the net. 6 fouls for Duke, 1 for Virginia. All 3 corners have gone to the Cavaliers. Godfrey going to take a shot from distance, 1 bounce. Freeman will work the clock here a little bit as we're approaching just 14 minutes remaining in this game.
Whenever I see a team that's struggling, that's getting chances and playing the right way like Virginia is, I just think of a pendulum. Okay, it's swinging to where things that should work for you aren't. The pendulum will swing back if you just continue to do the right things. Continue to work hard. They're doing the right things. They're pressing well. They're getting good opportunities. They've just got to keep grinding it out, because this is a team that will matter when it comes to the NCAA tournament, even if they don't make the ACC tournament, which, by the way, is crazy.
Yeah, a lot of teams, but not that many make the ACC tournament. 13:30 remaining. Meanwhile, the Duke Blue Devils just keep rolling on. 5 straight games with 3+ goals, tying a school record that was set back in 1990.
A minute ago.
I am beyond excited to tell you that at the next opportunity, Sophia Recupero, a freshman from Massachusetts, is going to check in. Virginia going to make a change here first, though, as they're going to bring in Chloe Yapich. So Phoebe Goldthwait, sophomore from Durham, North Carolina, and Durham Academy, and Sophia Recupero, who I am excited to tell you that my wife and her mom worked side by side as part of the 1994 World Cup Organizing Committee. We're the best of friends. Stephanie Recupero, who was Stephanie Hyland at the time, was a big-time player at George Mason. Her husband, William, played ice hockey in college. And so check this out. She's got a ton of underachievers, right? She's got Sophia here now playing for Duke. She's got another daughter, Madison, who'll be a freshman at Princeton, and one son, William, who's a member of the US U15 Youth National Team and also plays for the Boston Bolts. All 3 kids, big time. I mean, her son could even go pro. You can tell academics are super important to that family, but pretty cool for me knowing that Stephanie and my wife were great friends during the World Cup of '94, and we're just talking about the fact that the World Cup's coming back. And now Sophia Recupero is out there.
I gotta imagine the pickup games within that family are brutal.
Virginia, good one-touch passing. It's going to be deflected. It'll be a corner kick. The ACC, as always, a dominant force. Check this out. 8 teams in the top 25. Duke and North Carolina on a collision course. Tony DeLuz has Wake Forest, Florida State, reigning national champs, Stanford, Notre Dame, California, and Virginia. But Robbie Church stands above all of them.
Hey, come in with her.
Corner kick coming for the Cavaliers. Oh, and that one will get in. Virginia had been knocking on the door. Freeman came out, perhaps hesitated. It's knocked in. We'll see who gets credit for it, but the Cavaliers get one.
And it's been building. The Cavaliers have been knocking on the door. It's good for them to see one go in. I don't know if there's enough time left in this match for it to matter. Nice little whip on the ball. Went for the punch, but it's a strong up from McDermott. That's going to be her her 9th goal. Second goal of this year. She had 8 goals, 3 assists last year. Good strength. Yeah, she's allowed to that position. Maybe not a header, maybe a bit of a shoulder.
And McDermott is going to get credit for the goal. The junior from New Hampshire, 2nd goal of the season, to go with 1 assist. Duke did give up 1 on September 19th to Clemson, but it's only the 3rd goal they've given up all year. They gave up 1 to the Buckeyes and a 1-0 loss to start the season, 1 against Clemson and 1 here.
It's a good, strong position from McDermott. I still favor Freeman coming out to get something on that punch, but boy, McDermott just showing her strength.
So Meredith McDermott. And you said you wanted to see Linda Mittemeyer. It was Mittemeyer with the tremendous service. So Mittemeyer to McDermott, and Virginia's on the board. And Virginia going to bring in more players here. Una McCormick going to come in for Mittemeyer. Also coming back in, Maggie Cagle. He's coming out of the game, Laughlin Ryan.
Pagels out wide on the left. She caused some headaches for that Duke defense in the first half. Nothing got into the net, but boy, she made some fantastic runs with the ball at her feet.
Cavaliers, they still have time here. A little flick. And Freeman will pick it up. Matt Stradley, you talked about the fact that Virginia passed the eye test. They're still doing good things in this game despite being down 3-0, and they heard you. And they gave the Cavaliers a goal here.
And I tell you, this is a testament to the culture of Virginia soccer. It's frustrating when things aren't going right, when you're doing the right things. Absolutely. But a testament to the hard work of these players and this coaching staff is if you know you're doing the right things, you keep doing them, they will pay off.
So well said. Alongside Matt Stradley, I'm Dean Linke. On what is Robbie Church's last year, it has been some new horizons for Duke. Their first home win ever against North Carolina, and if they can hang on, it'll be their first home win against Virginia since since 2016. Ooh.
This is a tough conference, Dean. It really is. I mean, you look at the top 25, 2 of those teams aren't going to make the tournament, the ACC tournament. That's ridiculous.
Freeman's got it.
Chico did a good job of just kind of helping to usher that ball all the way to Freeman.
Freeman sends it long. Good challenge coming from Kelly. And here she is, Sophia Recupero. So excited that she's here. I had heard she was coming, so I think even 2 years ago I started asking Robbie Church about the Recupero girl, and he wasn't even allowed to talk about it at the time, right? Because of the rules and everything. But
right.
I had heard she was coming, and
he was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Steve Swanson still down there directing traffic. 25 seasons. Cavaliers. I had to ask him because Anson retiring, Robbie retiring, and Steve's like, I love it. I love the competition. I love making a difference in these players' lives. And so I don't think for him retirement is anytime soon, unless, you know, that was all coach speak, but I think he's going to be around a little bit. He's a man who spent a lot of time with the U.S. full national team as well. So he's a deeply respected coach, not just in college, but on the international scene.
And he coaches at such a high level. Assuming the result holds for 6 minutes, 11 seconds, this will be the first time in his career at Virginia that they've lost 4 straight. Over 25 years. That's over a quarter century.
And they have a really good team. That's the crazy thing about it. They have a really good team.
It wouldn't have been in my top 5 picks of teams to do that.
Yeah.
That he's had over the past 25. This is an extremely talented team. But I think it also speaks to the quality of the ACC.
Oh my gosh, that's it. All the teams are just so great. You have to be on every single conference game. Good bounce, as this one will find Oliaro, Ministrella's shot just a little bit too high. Minestrella with a big smile.
It's the second blast she's had tonight that she's just gotten under a little bit. And when you're really pushing your foot through the ball, it kind of wants to rise like that. You've got to kind of get your positioning right. You kind of got to be over the top of it. Make sure that you keep it down.
Meredith McDermott and Sophia Recupero were actually high school teammates. And Stephanie Recupero is actually over in Germany right now, I'm assuming with her superstar son. Here's her daughter on it now. The idea was to drop it off to Minestrella, but Minestrella did not peel off. Closing in on it was Sophia Recupero. McDermott playing at Buckingham, Brown, and Nichols. Duke 3, Virginia 1. Duke, the #2 team in the country. They've given up just 3 goals on the season. They have not lost a game since the opener in Columbus, Ohio, to the Buckeyes.
For being honest with each other, that was a bit of a fluke. They played well enough to be in to at least get a point from that.
Whistle called against Graham. Now Virginia really trying to hustle. They can knock one in here before the 2-minute mark. I've seen crazier things.
Yeah, this would be pretty crazy, though. Look, I'm a Leicester City fan. We know crazy, right?
That's crazy.
That's sustained crazy. This is absolutely possible. It needs to start right now.
Freeman punches it out. And then a good clearance coming from Sonacheva.
I don't know that she needs to punch that. I think collection. You know what? When there's traffic running at you, launch it away. Better safe than sorry, right?
Yeah, I like your first take. I think
Yeah.
anytime you can catch it, you should catch it. Because she got lucky where the punch went, that there wasn't a Virginia Cavalier player sitting at the top of the 18. I know they're told, when in doubt, punch it. And that's what she did. But I think you're right. I think she could have caught it. That's not even a criticism of Freeman.
That's how good she is.
Yeah.
Is that we think she can catch that easily and hold on to it. I think we think she's a high-level player. That's what I think.
Showing great pace and then came back to win it. She drops it off to Mary Long. And it is picked up by Virginia. As we are approaching 2:30 remaining, as Duke looking to go 3-0 in the ACC, 8-1 on the season. That includes a non-conference win over the mighty Tar Heels. As they're on a collision course for Halloween night. It'll be Duke at North Carolina. Could be a lot on the line.
I'll buy a ticket. 1,000%. I gotta watch that. That's going to be amazing.
This one sent across by the Cavaliers. Cagle.
She goes so good on that left side, watching that post. She's not letting that ball by.
I might have to get a hold of a couple of those tickets since you're buying.
Yeah.
Just hit the resale market with Matt Stradley.
Come on, man. Let's do it. Let's find one of those.
Man, I would give you one free, my man,
Good
in
man.
a heartbeat.
Oh, you know what? I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Send our best to Matt Stradley and everybody from Asheville, North Carolina. Matt, I'm so sorry that your family dealing with stuff, but as you said, other families dealing with even tougher stuff than you've had to deal with. But definitely thinking about you, my man.
I appreciate that. It's crazy. It's going to take a while to get back to any semblance of normalcy, but I'll have to say that everybody, one thing that I'm struck by is the kindness of everyone, from the people at the bagel shop, making sure to tell my wife happy birthday this morning.
Oh, happy birthday to your wife.
Yeah. To Beach United FC out of Myrtle Beach, welcoming my son in to their academy to train, as his pitches are still somewhere underwater. So the kindness of the American spirit is something that I'm struck by during these times.
Clock is stopped with a Duke player down, and Matt, that was really well said. As Matt is from Asheville, North Carolina, it was devastated by the hurricane. I feel like the entire state is rallying around. I'll do the Courage on Saturday night, and they're doing a big fundraiser for people hit really hard, and that would be your community up there in Asheville.
It would, and we'll be, after you and I get to spend some time together on Sunday, I'm going to take a trip back and see if I can't help out. But this is a welcome distraction from the perils of real life. It's been wonderful to spend this joyous time just having fun for a minute. when I saw the smiles of the Duke players after that third goal, it reminded me that we play this game because it's fun. That even when we're clattered into and our leg is hurting, we're smiling because it's a game and it's fun.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let you take in that great wisdom from my broadcast partner Matt Stradley, and what is a wonderful performance by Duke as they move to 8-1-0 with goals from Walters, Oliaro, and Lynch.